Here is one common mistake I see people make: using A1C and regular blood sugar tests to assess insulin resistance. Definitely those tests, the A1C and regular blood sugar tests, have their place in your diabetes journey. They are useful for monitoring your blood sugar on a continuous basis. These two tests, however, are not effective for assessing insulin resistance. Therefore, having normal blood sugar numbers doesn't rule out insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is a ratio showing that your body cells are demanding way too much insulin and time to get your blood sugar back to normal after eating a very, very small amount of carbs. Therefore, you need a medical test that's very clear as to how much insulin and time your body cells are using to bring your blood sugar back to normal after eating a certain amount of carbs. I'm going to talk about that medical test because that's the test you need to know exactly what your insulin resistance status is. If you are new here, our goal in this community is to handle diabetes in a way that truly heals. We completely reject the low-carb approach. Low-carb diets control blood sugar by causing and worsening insulin resistance. We also use a free shopping guide. It's our daily roadmap to healing. It contains all the essentials you need to tackle diabetes in a way that truly heals. Just comment "Do It to Heal" to grab your copy. So when it comes to monitoring your blood sugar on a continuous basis, the regular blood sugar and A1C tests do a great job. These two tests, however, are not effective for assessing insulin resistance. They can provide you with the information you need to accurately assess your insulin resistance status. You need a medical test that tells you the entire story behind those blood sugar numbers in terms of how much insulin and time your body cells are using to process a certain amount of carbs. One such test is the glucose tolerance test, and I always talk about this test on this channel. This is one test that can accurately assess your insulin resistance status. So here is what happens when taking the glucose tolerance test. You are given a specific amount of glucose to drink, and at different time intervals, your blood sugar and insulin levels are checked. The idea here is to find out exactly how much insulin and time your body cells are using to process the amount of glucose you were given. If your body cells are using too much insulin and time to bring your blood sugar back to normal after taking that glucose, then you are insulin resistant. If, on the other hand, your body cells are able to bring your blood sugar back to normal using a very small amount of insulin in short period of time, then it means you are insulin sensitive. And here is something really interesting about the glucose tolerance test. It shows that low carbohydrate diets, despite keeping your blood sugar numbers normal, actually cause and worsen insulin resistance. On the other hand, diets rich in whole plant foods reverse insulin resistance, and your insulin resistance continues to heal as long as you stay on that diet. So the glucose tolerance test, because of its accuracy in assessing insulin resistance, is such a great tool for keeping you in the right direction. It can show you which diet is healing your insulin resistance and the diet that's actually causing and worsening your insulin resistance. The shopping guide I mentioned earlier can help you improve your regular blood sugar numbers, your A1C numbers, as well as your glucose tolerance test results. This means you are controlling blood sugar in a way that actually heals insulin resistance. Remember, we are doing this to heal. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.